Hello, this is Tammy Curricular, your instructor. Welcome back. This is week one PowerPoint. Will probably be approximately 15-minute PowerPoints. Between PowerPoints, give you a chance to stretch, take a break, and be able to come back with a fresh mind. The topic this week is Introduction to Gerontological Concepts and Issues. Objectives, we're going to define gerontology and geriatrics, describe the older adult population today and how it has changed, debunk myths that impact the health care provided to older adults, examine the relationship between wellness and aging, review global societal attitudes and values regarding aging and ageism. When we look at the study of aging, they were mostly based on institutionalized elders, and they took their findings of the studies and applied it to the general population. Elders, they were looked upon as being frail, burden to society, and not productive as they got older. Reality, we know that most older adults consider themselves active, healthy, working into their 70s or 80s. My mother was one who retired at 75 and enjoy many meaningful relationships. This is a self-reported health status of older people graph. You can see that the majority of adults reported themselves in good health. The study of aging in older adults is gerontology. It's a scientific study of how the effects of time, how it affects the human body, human development. And when they looked at this, it really started as a curiosity on why people live so long. What characteristics, cause them to live so long? Because, back in the day, people didn't live as long as they do today. And in 1974, Congress created the National Institute on Aging, and this was part of the National Institute of Health. And many things went into this to help the health of and health promotion of older people. The old focus was on problems of aging and disease. So they really didn't do anything until you got old and you got a disease. Now we're looking, this new focus is on health promotion, wellness. How can we keep older people healthy so they can have successful aging? We're looking at this holistically, and so we're looking at the mental, physical, social changes of our older population as they age. Geriatrics is the study of health and disease in later life. It was actually developed as a medical specialty. Think of your cardiologist, your pulmonologist, your dermatologist. They all have a specialty, where geriatrics is a specialty. Their emphasis is going to be on health promotion, disease prevention, and maintaining functional independence. Functional independence, I can't say enough about that, is so important for older adults. Can they dress themselves, feed themselves, bathe themselves? Are they able to ambulate independently? Because this is really what keeps them going. Once they start losing their functional independence, very often, it's a downhill trajectory from there. And of course, this is going to take an interdisciplinary and holistic approach. How old is old? Well, we've got categories of old, because you wouldn't put a toddler with an adolescent, right? Compare them. So you have your young old, age 65 to 74, your middle old, ages 75 to 84, and your old adult, which is 85 plus. And functional age is a better measure of age than chronological age. I know you've seen the 80-year-old out there jogging, and you've seen the 65-year-old that can barely get up and walk. Today's older people, these are the parents of the baby boomers. Many were the children of the Great Depression. They weren't high in the number of birth, very few. Fewer survived childhood, adolescence, and World War II. War and patriotism was a big part of their life. And when the use of cigarettes and alcohol then were considered sophisticated. Now today's older people, again, a double standard in the expectation of men and women. They didn't value exercise, And they actually say, the U.S. Census Bureau says that individuals 85 and up actually are the fastest growing age group by percentage, and 42% of people 65 and older in the U.S. are minorities. The future old. The first wave of baby boomers, they turned 65 in 2011. Those were born between 1946 and 1964. For about the next 15 years, boomers will be turning 65 at a rate of about 8,000 a day. They're informed and educated. They look stuff up on the internet, the media. They know what's going on. They expect a higher quality of life, and this population is going to be very diverse. And you can see the diversity of the older population, how, it's going to change. Non-Hispanic white alone is about 80%. It's going to drop to 59%. Your Black is going to increase, Asian, all other races, and Hispanics are increasing 7 to 20%, and they're actually the fastest growing minority population in the U.S. Since we live in Virginia, or most of us anyway, we're going to talk just a quick minute about Virginia aging. If you live in another state, please go to their site and take a look at their aging statistics. The number of older adults in Virginia, they're going to reach about 1.8 million by 2030, more than double the population in 2000. In just 2 decades, almost 1 in every 5 Virginians will be age 65 or older, with the 85 age group being the fastest growing part of the population. And I call this the silver tsunami. It is coming, guys. Like it or not, it is coming. When you look at the blue line, age 65 and older, you can just see it's going up and up and up. And look what it's like in 2050. And then 85 and older, also going up and up and up. Just some U.S. aging statistics. 2010, you saw about 12.6 of the total population older than 65, which is about 38 million, with about 3.1% greater than 100 plus. About 42% men, about 58% women. And minority elders made up about 19% of older Americans. By 2030, 20% of the population, 65 and up, about 71 million. Let's see. And of course, the increase of about 400% of 100 plus older Americans. By 2050, 1 in 5 Americans will be over the age of 65, 72 million, and minority elders are looking to make up about 25% of older Americans. So you can see how this older population, that silver tsunami, and you can see the population is also becoming more diverse. Life expectancy at birth by race and sex. You can take a look at this. Gray is all races, blue is white, green is black. And you can see the Black population has the lowest life expectancies. Females overall have the highest life expectancies. Whoops, excuse me, I skipped a slide there. Global aging. You can see almost 500 million people worldwide, 65 plus in 2006. By 2030, projected 1 billion older adults, 13% of the total population, which is about 1 in every 8 people. By 2050, the world will have almost 400 million people aged 80 years or older. Never before have the majority of middle-aged adults had living parents because they died before they were middle-aged, and now they actually have living parents. You can see this graph between 05 and 30. It's growing. 65 plus, look at that green is coming out over 100%. 85 plus is coming out, that red, and about 150%, and 100 plus, look at that, over 400% increase. And this is the world. 1950, and it just keeps 2010, 2050, 2100, it just keeps going on and on and on, and you can see how it's mushrooming in thousands of millions of people. Global aging, most rapid increase is are in our developing countries, which is looking at about 140% increase by 2030. For the first time in history, people age 65 and over will actually outnumber children under age 5. And here's that graph. Isn't that crazy? Look at that green line, 65 and up. It's going up and up and up in age. And you can see under age 5, it's going down, and you can see where they intersect. It's really crazy. And they actually, what I've read, they don't expect that to change. 9 emerging global aging trends. I'll touch on this a little bit. You have a global aging article to read that discusses this, and you'll be writing about it on your, or discussing it on your first discussion board that I look forward to reading. Overall population is aging. People are living longer. This is great. I mean, medical science, this is wonderful. Rising number of the oldest old. Chronic diseases are major cause of death. So we're looking at things like diabetes, heart disease versus things like TB, parasites, infection as the cause of death. Some of your total populations are going to shrink and fertility rates are down. You're going to have changing family structures, shifting patterns of work and retirement. People are working longer, need more money for retirement. Changing social insurance systems. Boy, we've seen a lot of this on TV lately. And there are going to be lots of new economic challenges with this tsunami of older adults. And here we look at the non-communicable diseases. You can see in the high-income countries, 85%, 89% non-communicable diseases. Things like heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, strokes, versus the red and injuries, and the green, which are communicable, TB, things like that, maternal statistics there. And the low and middle income, countries, you still, see, you do see a bigger increase in the communicable diseases. The 10 leading causes of non-communicable death in the world. Heart disease, number 1, then stroke, COPD, and it goes on down the line. I think hypertension is on the bottom. Okay, now that right there is, we're going to stop here for the part 1 of this, and I will take a break and you can start up on part 2. Thank you very much.